Welcome back to the Oaks. We're just in our field of sugar beet, spraying off the small weeds. Could have got the weeder in here, but precision farming requires us to use spot spray technology, so that's what we're doing. We've got the class with the Breedle spreader. There you go. That's doing a fertilising contract in field 47. Hence why the time is running at ×5, because that's what we do for contracts. So that's got about, what, a minute left? No, 2 seconds. There you go. So that's going to be done. Then we can get that back to the yard, get the fert emptied out, load it up with lime, and head down to our new field. I have done... How many contracts have we done? We've done a couple of fertilising ones. We did a sowing one, and then they all disappeared. Really quite annoying, but I don't think I'd got Lazy Farmer set quite right. So, my fault. We have leased a wheel loader and a big bucket, along with the truck and a trailer, which is now full of manure. So we can, once we've limed our new field, we can then get the manure on it. So yeah, so that's the plan. So I'm going to finish up spraying here, and I will see you down at the new field with the lime spreader. So at our new field, number 68, we can turn the beacons off. And we've got about 13-ish thousand litres of lime now. I'm under no illusion that I don't think is going to be enough at the rate that it's going down. But we'll give it a go. We can get more delivered should we need to. I'm also conscious of the light. We're alright at the minute, and the sun is due to come out. I'm not sure quite at what time, but we'll go as long as we can, even if we get the lime done today and then start the manure tomorrow. I think the plan for that is going to be to lease 2 manure spreaders, and then we'll get them running somehow. I don't think I'll bother with maybe courseplay, probably, but there'll be some intervention to get them loaded with manure. It's my only thing I'd say about if we were going to use them to cart the triggers for the manure pits at the cow barn. Don't necessarily allow you to refill just because of where the triggers are placed. But it does force you then to load manually. I have got a 10,000 litre capacity bucket. It's the... I can't remember what it's called now. UFO Light or something. So, yeah, we can fill a spreader in literally 1 1/5 bucket load. So, shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, we'll get to that. So, I'll probably do 2 headlands. I think is going to be plenty. But yeah, it's a decent sized field. We're going to get a serious amount of chaff silage or maize silage off this. Well, it's not maize silage because we're not running maize plus. Need to try and get all of the field. That's what happens when you try and talk rather than concentrate. So yeah, 2 headlands, and I will see you when we're done those. So headlands done, and going long ways up and down the field. Yeah, alright, we're going across the ploughed furrows, so probably not the most comfiest of directions to have taken. But it does lead me on to another point. What I think we're going to have to do, and I saw Disturbed do this, actually, so... you probably would have to cultivate in real life, I think. So we'll lime, we'll manure spread, as much as we can. I'm still leaving that caveat in there as I'm not sure how much we're going to have. And then we'll cultivate. That'll do two things. It'll, one, level the ground, and two, it'll break in the manure. So just to get that real good mix of soil and manure for an even healthier field. That's my logic anyway. So yeah, refilled with 16,000 litres of lime. We got about 139 litres left in there. So we had some lime delivered. It's dirt cheap, isn't it, really? It's one thing I don't think I've ever done is made my own, like collect stones, put them through the crusher. No, tell a lie, I did when I just started playing FS22. I wasn't recording back then, but yeah, I did it. But yeah, it's not something I think I'm going to get into now. Been there, done that. Rock picking in general is okay if you're using the iconic pickers, but anything else gets a bit monotonous. But you watch somebody like the Millennial Farmer, they're going out and they're picking massive boulders that you could not possibly pick up by hand. Or if you could, you wouldn't want to do more than, you know, keep repeating that process. You'd kill yourself off. They're not picking up small stones with that. So yeah, I guess it's another step in the right direction for Giants, adding another process in. Get that, not knocking it what they've done, but yeah, it gets, after a while, gets a little tedious, I suppose the word is. So yeah, we'll just keep buying it and save ourselves the time. I do love precision farming, how it just goes, nah, you're alright for that little bit. We'll start now. Yeah, it's a good job that my OCD isn't too bad, because otherwise you have to go filling all the different bits and deactivating the application rate, and then I'm sure that must have an overall effect on your score, because in certain areas the lime is not going to be bang on. So yeah, we'll leave it as it is, stick it on automatic, and just it can put it down where it wants to. So we're on to probably the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes maybe. And if we take a quick look at the economic analysis that precision farming provides, we are up to 27,000 litres of lime at the minute, 33-ish tonnes. So yeah, we are cracking through it. We will need to refill. Probably going to buy another 16,000 litres, I guess. We've got the capacity in the spreader, so may as well do it once more, and then we've got it for fields in the future. That's the plan for that. There we go. Just spin it round. Back on the GPS. Job's a good one. So where are we today? Friday afternoon. Work is done. Always an early finish on a Friday. Oh, I've probably said that before. But yeah, that's been as long as I can remember. Wherever I've been, it's always been a just after lunch finish. So jobs are good in there. Cannot complain. So we've got till about 3:30ish today. So another 2 and a bit hours. I'm not confident that we will get everything done in that time, but for you it will be, there we go, we're empty. For you it will be one video, but for me it's going to take several days to compile. I think that's probably the easiest way to put it. Yeah, they're not quick jobs, and the way that we're going to do the manure is not going to be the fastest in the world, but it's something a bit different. So, where did I put the store before? Let's have a look. So we want the lime, and we're going to go for 8 bags. 2,800 quid. Lovely. Thank you. Ah, just where we left it. I'll get refilled, and I'll see you when we finish the lime spreading, I reckon. Our last bit of the lime in, and we've used nearly another 11,000 litres of lime. There we go. All done. Thank goodness for that. So let's just take a quick look. 40,000 litres just over. That is, yeah. You gotta love precision farming for that. Right, I think the plan is going to be to skip to the morning. It's going a bit dull, a bit dusky. So we'll get everything set up, and I will see you back down here in the morning. Right, well, it's the next morning, and we've finally got 2 tractors down here. For some reason, they went the long way. It's like 10 minutes each to get here. We've got the wheel loader, and we've just, like I say, we've just emptied the first load of manure. So what I'm going to do is we are going to send this back down to the cow farm, and then hopefully we'll be able to sort another means of getting it filled up. Yeah, because we'll have the wheel loader here, which is fine. Maybe we can try and find the trigger back down at the cow farm. So, cow farm south, and let's see if the auto drive will work. There we go. So that is going to take nearly 14 minutes to get there, but hey, we'll let that run. So we can jump back. No. There we go. Jump into the... What have we got, actually? Is it a Torian? Yeah. Jump into the Torian. Grab a nice big scoop of goop, and get the second spreader loaded up, and then we'll set up some courseplay. So in the courseplay menu, we have got 2 tools. We're going to do 2 headlands, so that's 4 in total. We're going to start work on the centre of the field. I've left it as smooth corners, clockwise, yeah. Headland overlap, I've gone for 12%. And I think everything else is probably fine, so we'll just click that and let it have a little think about it. There we go. So now if we close that and click start, then what I'm going to do is I am going to save this, and this is field 68 manure. There we go. So now we can load that into the other tractor. So I have also disabled the automatic application rate and just set it to a smattering of 25 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. So hopefully we're not going to eat through it too much, and it should just change the colour of the field a little bit. Now, I know we could quite easily just direct drill this with the solid fur in the planter and be done with it, but this is something a bit different. So let's now find t'other tractor, which is set to the same 25 kilograms, and we can now click on that, and in fact we need to clear the current course. We can load that one and activate that. Let's just check. So this is going to be right. 12 meters working width and needs to go to the first waypoint. Hire a worker. Okay, that's working so far. Now let's just tab back to this one and just check it's on left. Yeah, all good. And we are putting down some manure. So just see it's changing the colour ever so slightly to that orangey shade. That's good. Not going down too quickly. If we find that, if I find that it's, you know, doing half a field on one tank, then we can quite easily up the application rate. But we'll see how we get on. Now, what's this going to do here? It's just fine. Ah, there we go. It's going to come right round. There we go. That's now skipped to track, hopefully, he says. I'm sure courseplay will work itself out. Honest. Okay. Oh, no, it's the left track, isn't it? So it'll do... Yeah, of course. Duh. There we go. Looking good. So then that one will take the right-hand side. And job should be a good one. So you'll see a slight difference in the colouring at the bottom left-hand side now in the nitrogen. I have upped it to 40 kilograms now of nitrogen per hectare. I think that's probably about right. It wasn't going down quite. It's going down too slowly, I think. But, you know, a field this size. The other thing that I'm really surprised about, and if I can get Simple Inspector to be in the poo for a minute, they're going to take 20 minutes. Now, obviously, that's not factoring in loading and unloading time and whatnot, but that's just how long it thinks it's going to take, which, I guess, 40 minutes, 45 minutes for one worker. Cool. I'm happy with that. Maybe we will get more done than I thought today. That's good. So we can leave that running for now. And we can hop to this. And I don't think it's going to pick up a trigger. I'm going to have a play with this. See if I can get it to load automatically. And yeah, I'll catch back with you in a minute. So just loading up the vent. Why's that not going in? There we go. Super. So we can just move that back out the way because the New Holland is empty as well. So if we get back in here now and just bring up the course play, you can see if I've got it set to last waypoint, that should then go back to where it was and carry on with any luck. Let's grab the New Holland. We'll do the same with that. It looks like it's gonna. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, look at that. Brilliant. Okay, right. Grab the New Holland, refill, and repeat. See, this is pretty cool. So, giving itself a bit of distance. It's like when you're combining, I suppose. They give themselves a bit of an offset, don't they? And then once it reaches the distance in front, it cracks on. Now, I think this is probably about the right setting for the nitrogen now. We're getting through it reasonably quickly, but not stupidly so. So yeah, I am dead chuffed as how this has worked. I really thought that it was going to be a real faff to get done and to make look good as well, because you don't just want to do a job like this and, you know, have to be sort of really bitty with the recording. I know we're sort of in and out a little bit, but this, yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I don't think we're far off starting the headlands. I have sent the... In fact, there you go. That looks like it's about to start a headland. I've sent the truck back down to the cow yard. Cow yard? Yeah, cow yard, cow farm. To go and grab another load of manure. I am having to use a slightly unorthodox method to fill the trailer, but hey, it works. And yeah, I mean, probably could have got a smaller bucket on the wheel loader, but yeah, didn't want to be here all day. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I know I keep saying it, but I am. I'm dead chuffed. Working well. And yeah, fingers crossed, we shouldn't take too much longer to get it finished. So we're just riding along in the fen, and you can just see the New Holland in the other corner of the field. Hello, tree. Just gone round the corner. The Xerion has arrived to start the cultivating, and we've got the lorry on the way back with some more manure just in case we need it. Now there's, what have we got? 3,000 litres in here and just over 6,300 litres, or it was, in the other spreader. So we may well have enough to complete. If so, we'll send the rest of the manure down to the BGA. That can be processed through there. But these spreaders are brilliant. You know, what are they? 13,000-ish litres capacity. 12 mile an hour working speed. 12 metre working width. And they are making short work of this job. Not the biggest field on the map, but still, you know, fair size. In fact, actually, let's just see. We've used so far nearly 102,000 litres of manure, 71 tonnes. That's cool. But yeah, it's got what, a couple of minutes left to finish. Oh, just ran out. Not a problem though. What I might do is see how the New Holland gets on. I don't think there's going to be enough in there, so we'll need another load, but hey, not to worry. So the Fent is finishing off the rest of the course. We've grabbed the New Holland, put a little bit more manure in it, and we're going to just tidy up the corners a little bit. It's not going to make much of a difference, I don't think, but still, no point sending a few thousand litres of manure back to the store. I don't think they'd appreciate that at all. There we go. I think we might have to look at purchasing one of these spreaders, or indeed a couple of them. We're running a reasonable sized farm, but for what they cost to lease, in fact, we might just maybe need to do that every time we want to do a bit of manure spreading, maybe. But yeah, they've worked an absolute treat. The lorry turned up just in time just to get some more manure tipped out. I didn't do the full load, Just I thought it was pointless really, only having to use a bit of it to then load back up to send away. So we've tipped what we needed. Go. Let's put a bit more on over here. There we go. So it's not making a fat lot of difference. But there we go. We'll leave this running up to the top of the field just to empty it out. So it's not using that amount, so we might just have to send a tiny bit back to the shop, but hey ho. But yeah, job's a good one. We can set the cultivator going and then we can grab the planter. Right then, speed the time back up. I've been doing my thumbnail, so I've had everything back to the field, and now the wagon is heading off to the BGA. Get out of the way. Don't want to get run over. Is it round? Yes, lovely. So we can now return the manure spreaders, which have done 0.6 of an hour and 0.7. So job's a good one. This is where we find out we've got 2 massive heaps of manure on the field, but no, job's a good one. Right. Now, cultivating. Headlands need to be last, so I wonder... Hey, what we'll do. We will set up course play. Clear the current course and create a job. Thank you. Set that there like that. So we want to start work on the centre. 4 headlands is probably okay. 22% overlap. Jobs are good. And generate the course. Thank you very much. And go. There we go. How long is it saying for that? It won't say anything yet because it hasn't started the course. So we'll let it get to the start point and we'll catch back to see how long it reckons it's going to take. So course play reckons 1 hour and 40 minutes, which is probably fair, I guess. That is a beast of a bit of kit. And look at this seed bed. Oh, it's amazing. Perfect pH, 60 kilograms of nitrogen. I guess there's a bit of overlap there. But yeah, generally we're all good. So yeah, we'll let that run. And I am just checking on video time. I think we're going to get some of the planting done today as well. So we'll let the Xerion crack on and we'll catch up in a little bit. Well, sometime later, we are now Sunday morning, real life Sunday morning. The worker has done a cracking job on the main body of the field, so I've decided we are going to finish the headlands. It's not very often I use the Xerion. It seems to be the sort of major workhorse in the sense that this is the one that goes off and does all of the cultivating contracts and brings us in a tidy bit of cash. So yeah, interesting start to the day. Sunday mornings normally are very chilled, lots of coffee, watch a bit of YouTube, etc. Got up this morning. I came downstairs to the kitchen floor covered in towels because the washing machine has... I can't say that. It'll... I was going to say get demonetised, but it's broken. So Friday night, washing machine was on and inadvertently got set to rather a high spin, and it was doing the old... well, literally shaking itself to bits, it seems. So yeah, took it apart this morning, had the lid off, had the back off. Couldn't see where any water was coming from around the sort of inlet and around the drain. So plugged it all back in, turned it on, and it was coming through the drum. So that last spin cycle was, yeah, clearly just, yeah, shook itself to bits. So lots of wet towels, dirty washing that is requiring sorting. So yeah, luckily at the minute, as he looks out the window, the sun is shining, and yeah, we can get stuff dried. And then luckily we have parents close by who could do the washing for us, which is great. So yeah, new one ordered. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Doesn't necessarily owe anything. Yeah, it's quite an interesting start to the day, and you've got to try and laugh at these things, because otherwise you'd just be crying. Think, oh, just what we need. But hey, new one ordered, and yeah, jobs are good in. So since last episode, I obviously we had the weird textures in the sugar beet field, so Pete made a rather good suggestion. Well, test it on a vanilla map. So been onto Elm Creek this morning just before hopping on here, and it's fine. So my thinking is that it was just some weird texture left over from the mulching, subsoiling, cultivating that we did in one pass, and it's just dragged that up and down the field. So fingers crossed when we put the corn or the maize in here, we don't get that issue again. It's not the end of the world, I suppose, but yeah, just one of those things that was like, ooh, could it be the planter? Wasn't getting any errors or anything, so yeah, but yeah, all checked, all fine, all good. So nearing the start of the last headland now. I think the plan is going to be that we are going to need to grab a load of seed and most likely a bit of fert, probably. From memory, corn does take quite a bit, and we only put 40 kilograms on, so we'll probably have to top up fert as well as the seed. But that's not a problem. We can buy some more and yeah, get the corn planting started. Cultivating all finished. There we go. Right, so we'll just spin round, lift up and get that folded. There we go. Trying to avoid the tree. So we'll get this back to the yard, and then we can make a start on the planting. On no weird textures so far, so all good. So yeah, my conclusion is it was little bits missed in the sugar beet field, so yeah, all good, happy with that. Just slow down a touch as we go around the corners. Now I've just looked at roughly how long this recording or this video is, so I don't think we're going to get all of the planting done in this episode, but we should at least get a couple of headlands done. And I do really like this field. There's so many little nooks and crannies to it, and it does form quite a nice block of land. As we get down to the bottom of the field, or is it the top? Yeah, you'll see that there's quite a cluster, all linked by tracks and whatnot, that we could maybe look at buying. I think we need a bit of an injection of cash at some point, because yeah, I mean 290 grand is not going to get us very far with fields. Machinery and equipment, we're fine. Cover repair costs easily, but yeah, anything else, we're going to need some more money. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how this has all turned out. I'd got the idea of doing the manure and all that lot. That went a lot smoother than anticipated. And then, yeah, the cultivating, just adding that extra step in. I know it's more work, but Courseplay did most of it. So, yeah, can't grumble too much. So if we look, as we come down here, look, you'll see this sort of cluster of fields, and it looks like there's a farm over in the distance. But, yeah, it's just how it all sort of branches off into different plots of land, which is really, really cool. Right, I think we'll pick up here, back up ever so slightly and give it a turn. Now you'll see the map is going green, bottom left hand side. So we are chucking down the nitrogen as required, which is all good. Getting through the seed at a reasonable rate, sort of mid to low, I think we've been putting on so far. So we might get further than I thought. And please, when I was saying earlier about the washing machine, and it may have sounded flippant, but that's how I try to be, is that it's broken. I can't fix it. There's no point stressing too much about it. Alright, it's money that we could do without spending, but there's no point getting worked up about it too much. So yeah, please take that how it was intended. Apologies if that pedal clunk came through then. So yeah, I think that I've probably rambled on enough for this episode. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to get 3 headlands done, and then I'll leave the body of the field for us to do together next time. It always sounds weird saying that, because it's not us, but it feels inclusive, I think, saying that, and that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about the community that we are very slowly building with the channel. So thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, leave it a like. If you have not already, think about subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.